Hello and welcome to another tip on Power BI brought to you by Excel Champ and Intellisoft Systems. Hi, my name is Vinai Prakash. In today's tip number 7, I want to share with you how to load unstructured data into Power BI. So we will be using the Power Query tool built within Power BI. So let's get started. Get our data from the Excel file. So we will choose Excel, connect, and here is our unstructured multi-level data. I'll open the file, and as we can see there are no tables, just the sheet 1. So we will just bring in the entire data. Now as we can see, the data is not in a very good shape. There are nulls and probably the product categories are listed as different columns. Even the cities are listed as column headers and some are blanks. So we will have to clean up the data and we will do this using Power Query. So let's click on Transform Data. So as we can see, Power Query Editor has already done a few steps. Well, we don't want to use these and we will start from scratch. So I'm going to delete these last two steps which were to promote the header. We are just nice here with the source and the navigation table. So now let us begin. So the year looks to be in good shape, but the product or categories are listed as a row. The categories are listed here as tables, chairs, beds, tables, chairs, beds, and they are getting repeated for every city. So what we will do is probably we will flip the entire table. So we will convert rows into columns and columns into rows. So to do this, we will go to Transform tab, and here we have the Transpose button. So let's click here, and as you can see, immediately the whole table is transposed. So now we have column 1, column 2, and then the remaining columns are the years here. The years look to be pretty much in shape and the data follows them in those columns. So what we can do is simply to promote the header. That means the first row, we want that to become the header. We can do this in several ways. On the transform, we have the use first row as headers. Also on home tab, we can also do this by using the use first row as headers. So anywhere when I click, you see now the year has already gone to the top. The product categories already look pretty good. So we can just simply rename it as category, and then this can be called city. The only problem is some of the cities are showing null. Well, they are null because these two actually belong to Tokyo. So rather than solve the problem by typing out anything, we can use a very simple, innovative solution. We can fill the nulls with the value from the top. How to do this? Simply right click on the city column and just say fill down. That means if a value is null, it will be copied down from the value above. So I'll click down and you can see immediately the cities are filled up. So we have pretty much clean data now. Cities are showing correctly, categories are showing correctly, and years are showing in their own respective columns. The only thing we would like to do is rather than having so many multiple columns, one for each year, we would rather have one column called year and then one column to call the sales value. So to do this, we can do several ways, but this is the most preferred method. We can pick the first two columns and right click and then say we would like to unpivot the other columns. When we do this, you will notice that the other columns have been unpivoted and the columns have become rows. So now it is pretty easy. This is the year and the value is our sales. So as you can see, in a few clicks, we have pretty much achieved what we wanted. We simply need to name this query as our sales data query. And now we are ready to close and apply. Once we say close and apply, the data is brought in and now we get our sales data loaded. So give it a minute to load. And as we can see, our sales data is loaded. We have category, city, sales, and year. Let's visualize this information by simply picking the category and sales. And now we can convert this into a bar chart or a column chart. Let's make it a nice big visual. And even if we wanted it to become a line chart, we can easily do that. So whichever method you like, we have the chart showing up. And similarly, we have cities as well. So we could do a map. By doing a map, we could bring in the city and the sales. So as we can see, now the map that we are using highlights Tokyo and the sale there. It highlights Singapore and the sale there, as well as London with its sale. Now we have several different kinds of maps available here. We can pick up a filled map which will fill up the area highlighted. Now you won't see a big difference because all the three cities that we have chosen, Tokyo, Singapore and London, they are pretty small cities on a map. But if we had chosen countries, it would have been way much better. But just to give an idea, now it's pretty easy to look at this data. And if you wanted to further visualize it, we can slice this information by the different years. Pretty easy to do that. We just click outside, bring a slicer on the year. So now we should be able to go to any year and see the values change accordingly. Now it may make sense to display the data labels, which we can turn on and probably increase the font size. So now as we click on the different years, the values change and it's pretty easy to see what sold at what time. So as you can see, even we had pretty bad looking data. In a few clicks, we were able to transform and bring in this data into Power BI, and we are able to visualize it just in a few clicks. So I do hope you saw the power of Power Query within Power BI. Now this Power Query is the same tool that is also available in Microsoft Excel and also available through the Power Pivot. But only problem is in Excel we can't visualize the information so beautifully in maps, whereas bar charts, pie charts, line charts all are easily available. But anyway, this was a quick tip on how to clean unstructured data. Hope you found it useful and will be able to apply it. If you like the video, do subscribe to our channel and click a like. Thanks for watching. All the best.